The sun rises blood red over the African savanna, spilling light across grass that ripples like fire. A band of Australopithecus, afarensis, 13 souls, moves silently through the tall reeds. Their scent of sweat and dust mixes with crushed herbs they use to mask themselves from the lions. At their front moves the matriarch, her back bent but her stride steady. She carries a woven bundle of dry twigs and stone flakes bound in plant fiber. Around her, the others fan out, 2 young males scouting ahead, mothers clutching infants, a few juveniles dragging roots they've foraged from the termite hills. The air is heavy with the season's change. The rains have ended, the rivers shrinking into cracked scars across the earth. Food is vanishing. Waterholes are traps now patrolled by hungry jaws. The tribe moves toward a remembered grove, one that once hid figs, shade and safety. But the world has changed. They arrive to find ruin. The fig trees are bare. The ground churned with prints, hyenas, baboons, leopards. The matriarch kneels, tasting the air, sniffing the wind. Danger lingers. A juvenile ventures forward and shrieks, bones, white and clean, half buried in dust. A rival troop's remains, picked clean. The matriarch slaps her hand against her thigh. Move! The band retreats uphill into the thorny scrubland. Their hunger gnaws. Infants whimper. The group's youngest male, agile and clever, gestures toward a distant shimmer, the last waterhole for miles. The matriarch knows the risk. Crocodiles, lions, and worse hunt there, but thirst burns stronger than fear. They go. They move by twilight, keeping low, carrying bundles of dry sticks. At the waterhole's edge, the scent of rot fills their nostrils. A carcass, zebra, half-eaten. But the air is still. The young male, his eyes sharp, gestures to the reeds. Tracks lion, fresh. He begins to gather reeds and stones. Others follow his movements, understanding his rhythm. They dig shallow pits and lay branches across them, covering them with grass. Crude snares, small but deadly if used with speed and unity. They creep toward the edge. One female dips a folded leaf into the water, drinking carefully, her infant at her breast. A shape moves. The reeds explode, lioness. Chaos erupts. The tribe scatters, screaming silently through gesture and soundless terror. The young male stands his ground, raising a heavy branch. The lioness charges straight into one of the covered pits. She stumbles, trapped for a moment. That instant is enough. The others swarm, striking with stones and sticks, howling without words. When the lioness finally drags herself free and flees bloodied, the band stands trembling, alive. They drink quickly, fill leaves with water, and vanish before the lion returns. That instant is enough. The others swarm, striking with stones and sticks, howling without words. When the lioness finally drags herself free and flees bloodied, the band stands trembling, alive. They drink quickly, fill leaves with water, and vanish before the lion returns. Days pass. Their feet crack from the dry earth. The young male, now their hunter, has learned. He shapes bones into sharpened points, binding them with vine to branches, the first spears. He leads them toward the shadow of a canyon where herds of small antelope move at dawn. The tribe waits in the dark, hidden among boulders. The matriarch watches him, her eyes proud but weary. When the herd approaches, the hunter signals. They break from cover, driving the animals toward a narrow pass. Panic surges through the antelope, but ahead, the tribe's genius trap awaits. A ditch lined with sharp stakes and hidden under branches. The herd falls. Dust explodes. The band descends, stones in hand. When the screams of the dying fade, they feast. Meat, precious red, full of life. Fire they do not yet know, but they share the meat under the sun. Faces streaked with blood. Laughter silent but real. They have become something new, planners. That night the sky breaks. Wind rips through the canyon and rain pounds the earth. The tribe huddles under rock ledges, clutching infants. Lightning strikes the ridge above, and water pours down in roaring sheets. Their traps, their food washed away. The matriarch grips the young hunter's arm, her gaze hard. They must climb. They move upward through the storm, battered, slick with mud. One slips, gone into the flood. The survivors reach the plateau as the storm dies. Dawn reveals what remains, a new world. The flood has scoured the land, but in the distance, green. A new valley. The tribe descends into the valley, their ribs sharp under their skin. They find fruit, roots, insects, but also danger. At the valley's heart lies a massive carcass, a mammoth drowned in the flood. But they are not alone. Hyenas tear at the flesh, snapping and snarling. The matriarch watches, calculating. Then she gestures, stones, branches, teamwork. They begin to gather. Some creep along the mammoth's far side. dragging the wind toward them. Others, including the young hunter, build another trap, a barricade of fallen branches narrow at one end, a funnel of death. When the wind shifts, the hyenas smell the tribe and charge, their laughter rising. But the humans retreat through the funnel, hurling stones. The hyenas follow and are trapped in the narrowing corridor of thorns and wood. The tribe swarms. Clubs rise and fall. The air fills with dust, blood, and rains memory. When silence returns, the tribe eats mammoth, hyena, whatever they can take. They have won through cunning, not strength. Night falls. The tribe sits in a circle around the carcass, the air filled with the scent of meat and rain. The young ones mimic the hunter's movements, lifting sticks and spears, learning. The matriarch stares into the darkness, where predators' eyes glint faintly, but none dare come closer. The tribe has become something more than prey. Their traps, their tools, their unity, these are their fire, not of flame, but of mind. Above them, the stars blaze like sparks scattered across eternity. And so, in the deep silence of the Savanna, life 3.2 million years ago breathes on, the first whisper of genius in a world of tooth and shadow.